Hello everyone, Lance Gilbert here, author of The Led Zeppelin Curse, Jimmy Page and the Haunted Boleskine House. Thanks for joining me today. In this particular video I'd like to discuss the curse itself. Now there are three generally accepted possibilities as to what created this curse and caused the downfall of the band in 1980. One is that Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, and John Bonham, so everyone minus John Paul Jones, who supposedly opted out, these three guys participated in a ritual to sell their souls to the devil in exchange for fame and fortune. And of course, everything from 1975 forward, starting with Robert Plant's car accident and all the way to John Bonham's death, was the result of the devil cashing in on this deal. Another theory is that Jimmy Page, who has publicly stated that he practiced occult rituals, said that the occult was part of his daily practice. He mentioned that he had engaged in talismanic magic. So this is all in record. Supposedly, Jimmy Page had gone awry of certain entities or made some mistakes with his practice, and as a result, everything that befell the band. I, for one, do not agree with this particular theory. I don't think Jimmy Page is responsible for anything that befell the band. However, the third one, and one that I particularly feel is most accurate or most possible, is that Kenneth Anger, an avant-garde filmmaker, he collaborated with Page on his movie Lucifer Rising, and they had a falling out, and as a result, Anger cursed Jimmy Page. He supposedly threw the curse of King Midas on him. Now, the story of King Midas, a very ancient story, is basically around a king who was given the ability to turn everything he touched into gold. So this particular ritual creates impotence for the person that the ritual is cast upon, creative impotence, and also basically they become a miser. They are someone who amasses a fortune, is very wealthy, but at the same time is impotent creatively. Now it's interesting that from 1975 forward, all sorts of things happened to the band. Of course, we all know the story. If you've read the book, you'll have all the details. But after 1980, after the band ended, Jimmy Page didn't really get off the ground creatively. Robert Plant has a very good career, solo career right now. John Paul Jones is active behind the scenes. But Jimmy Page, he's the keeper of the catalog, but he hasn't really toured much. He hasn't done anything very significant creatively. So it's very interesting, and I'm not saying this is true, but it's rather interesting that yes, he's a multi-millionaire, and he's someone that is so wealthy, still very famous. He really wants to tour again, but somehow it's just not happening, and it's rather interesting. That's all I'll say. Beyond that, of course, I can't prove anything. It's all elaborated on in the book. I would like to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think. Certainly subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can be notified of the next videos. They'll be coming weekly. The book is available on Amazon paperback as well as Kindle. So grab a copy of the book if you haven't. If you have read the book, please drop a review, and certainly drop some questions here, and we'll go over them in the next video. See you then.